Hello and welcome to Tech Tools to Help with Reading. This presentation is located on the internet. It is reindl4.weebly.com, so you can check it out anytime you like. This is a variety of tools that Eric Schalk and I saw at the Slate Conference in December. Two very bright, energetic English teachers, a brother-sister team from the western side of the state, put together a great presentation with lots of ideas. We were inspired to attend that particular sectional because both Eric and I are part of the RAD team, the Reading Across Academic Disciplines program, which English and social studies teachers in the middle and high school departments are working on this year. We came across some really nifty things, and I wanted to highlight some tools that you could use immediately. And the first one I'd like to talk to you about is the text compactor. You can take a chunk of difficult text and you can scale it up or down to make it fit what you want your kids to be reading. I chose a passage from Swann's Way, a very difficult text for students anyway, by Marcel Proust, and I pasted the first introductory passage into that step 1 box. You have a slider, and at this point nothing's happening. The lower box simply shows you what you pasted. But if you're to take it down to 50%, it will make the passage 50% easier to read. So it will reduce it in size and it will take out some of the potentially difficult academic words that might trip students up. Let's say you trim it down to 2%, 3%. Yes, you have an extremely short passage there at the bottom. Probably doesn't contain all of the meaning the original did, but a struggling reader will at least have a chance to sort of get introduced to the text and have a basic idea of what they're reading. So I think the text compactor is really a nifty tool to be using in the classroom. I sent this out as a link first day back from the conference. I was so excited to share it. So many of you are probably using it already. Back on my page, the highlight tool is the next thing. And you can use this, but you have to take a special step first. Number one, this is only for use with Google Docs. And I know that many of us believe that Word is the far superior product, and maybe you don't use Google Docs a lot. But there are circumstances where Google Docs work out pretty well. And in this case, I'd recommend using the highlight tool. And the highlight tool link will take you into the Google Docs store. This is actually a little bitty program, a little app that gets added on to Google Docs. You simply have to install it. Basically, you have to be logged into your email account and allow Google to do it. I've used that same passage to give you a sense of what we're looking at here. Nothing's going on here unusual. The text is there as it was before. But to use the highlight tool, you choose add-ons, and the highlight tool is living right there. Now you're going to create a library, and this will be a library of terms you want to highlight, and it'll be explained in just a moment how that's going to work. When the highlight tool shows up, it pulls up different colored categories. You can give these any name you want, nouns, verbs, adjectives. You could also make it an introductory sentence, a thesis, supporting information, anything you like. So for instance, I'm going to choose time as a lovely noun. And I'm going to call it a noun. I'm going to use the word close, and I'm going to refer to that as a verb. Hopefully I'm right. And closing quickly, memory served, is an adverb. Well, the idea is students go through an entire document, and they pick out things they know or don't know. They pick out things they understand. They categorize what they're reading. And at the very bottom, when all is said and done, they're going to extract. They're going to pull those highlights out, and something's going to happen. I'm going to do it by color. You could also do it by sequence, and then that way it presents it as it appears in the document. But I'm going to pull it out by color. And this tool gives you the chance to make an entirely new document where kids can work on it, or the current document. It would put it at the bottom. I'm going to be daring here and try a new document. And I'm going to follow it. And by gosh, look, the things that I chose to highlight are now being put into this new document. It's populating, so to speak. And now students have the chance to see what they labeled and what categories they put them into. And I think that's a really neat way for kids to work and interact with the text. The final tool that I'm going to talk to you about today is the Academic Word Finder. This takes you to a website you have to join. And it's a little bit of a process. You have to use your Gmail login, and it's not that hard to do. But you start a new entry. I'm going to go with that classic Proust text. There we go. I'm going to select a grade level. And in this case, let's just say I want a 6th grader to be reading Marcel Proust. And I'm going to submit that. And the site is going to think about it for a moment. It's going to ask me for a title. As you can see, I've typed this already, so it knows what I want. I'm not going to give it a description or a note. I'm just going to save it. It becomes part of my account now. And it's going to display now how a student at this grade level is going to read it. And it's going to pick out words in the passages they're going to have trouble with, things that are below their grade level, on their grade level, and beyond it. And it'll give them definitions, and it'll give children a way to access text they don't have in other forms, shall I say. The final tool, and I really wanted to tell you about this, is called Read and Write for Google Chrome. Same thing, you have to go to the Google Store. It's an add-on, but this time it's an add-on for Chrome. It's something that'll appear on your Chrome page. And it's taking a spare moment there to log in, but that's okay. You will see mine is being installed because it's working. In your case, it would be Add to Chrome, and you hit it, and you simply confirm your email address, and you're good to go. What you'll see, if I can just find the right page here, is along the top right side, a purple icon. And what will happen is when you highlight text, it will read that text to the student. It will define things for them. There's a dictionary you can turn to. Read and Write has a subscription model, so if you want all the really cool features, you have to pay for it. So that's why I didn't put it, first in the hit parade here today. So that is the presentation for Tech Tools for Reading. I hope you enjoyed it and are able to use it in your classroom. Thank you.